Well, it's another beautiful day, and we've been busy yesterday and today moving stuff around. Pretty much everything is back. I put the steps to the upstairs in this spot because it pretty much doesn't use up any floor space. And I've moved the Pontiac all the way to the left, and I've moved the Bug over here on the right and put all the stuff that I need to get in and out here in an easy access to the outside. And I've left a path so I can get back here. I put a tarp down on the dirt floor because there's no concrete over here yet, to try to keep some of the moisture from hurting this. All the pool parts are here and there. This shelf is all S10 parts, and that's the frame that the Volkswagen is sitting on. Was an 87 S10 that I bought for $100. Then the body was in really bad shape. So I need to sort some of this stuff out and reorganize it. And there's a bunch of other stuff. It's hard to see. I need to hang another fluorescent light over here. There's two Chevy 350s down there. The one on the right, I believe, is the one that ran. The one on the left is was a parts motor that I bought. It had been taken all apart. There's the fenders for the Volkswagen, and then this shelf here has got a bunch of old telecom boards and stuff on it that I've got to sort out, and I got to sort through that box. That's a bunch of junk that I got from work, I think. I can't remember. It's been so long. And that's got to go outdoors, that old water tank, to free up some space. And behind the water tank is two large power supplies. And I got a bunch of stuff over on this side of the barn. I left a hole through here so that I can walk through. I got to process these boards and stuff. This is probably only about a third of them. There's probably that many, twice that many more over on the shelf, maybe a little more. And I got to find a different spot for this old Magnavox TV. I'm thinking I'm going to use some of these glass shelves in the house, but I'm not sure. But what I want to do is I want to take the shelf that's back there that we just came from. There's a bunch of different stuff. There's S10 parts and motor parts, and there's electronic parts. And then, of course, this shelf has got organ stuff on it, and the organ is back there. I want to get back there to the organ and reorganize that and restack that, because I'm not going to hook it up out here in the barn. It takes up too much space. So I'm going to stack it back up back there the way it was to minimize the amount of space that it's taken up and utilize the height of the barn back there instead of having it spread out so much. And then I want to move, I don't know if I'll actually move this rack, but I have another set of this racking that I want to set up going this way, you know, kind of like as a barrier between where the organ stops and the rest of the barn, and move all the organ stuff to there so that I can get to this rack back here. There's another one of these racks back here that's got some small engine stuff, but mostly electronics and computer parts and old vintage. You can see up there on the top shelf I got some vintage computer stuff, so that I can get to that. And that's going to be a lot of work, but it took me most of the day. I worked about 8 hours yesterday, from about noon till about 8 o'clock at night, moving stuff out and sorting through and throwing away junk, and there's a long ways to go yet. But I'm a pack rat and I have a problem with throwing things away. So anyway, then what I want to do is I want to get the Bug setting on this frame. I'm going to shorten the frame. I don't know if I'll do it after I get all the moving done, or if I'll wait a year or 2 or 5 or whatever, I don't know. But ideally, this old convertible Bug is going on this S10 frame because it's almost the right width for the Bug. And then I'm going to put the 350 in there like I talked about. I've already got, I don't know if I can open what will be the hood. You know, I've already got space made in here. I've just got to get the frame modified and shortened and everything like that. And then that won't take up quite as much space because it will be shorter. You know, the body's got to come back probably about at least 8 inches, because this is where the strut was and the wheel should be here. So it's got to come back, you know, probably 10 inches back. And then, of course, the frame is probably 4 feet too long, because the rear wheel should be here. So I don't know how it's going to work, but that's one of my goals. But I don't know if I'll be doing that next or if something else will come up. I've also got this compressor over here that I got from where I work. I got to get that rebuilt and running. That's a nice compressor. It'll have a lot more CFM than the one I'm using now. But anyway, I'm going to continue moving some stuff around. I just wanted to give you a little update. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. It's kind of small right now and dim, but we're getting there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Well, we're making progress here, guys. It's the next weekend. It's Memorial Weekend, Sunday. I worked on this most of the day yesterday. There was a rack. Actually, all the stuff that's on this rack here, the organ parts, was on a rack that was right here. And so what I did was, I don't know how well you're going to see back here. Yeah, it's kind of dark. But I restacked everything in the corner, which cleared out this area here, and then I erected this set of racks that was in storage on the other side of the barn. They were extras. So I built this. I built the bottom shelf and then the top shelf, and then I moved everything from the top shelf on the rack that used to sit here to the top shelf there, and then I took those rails and put them on the middle, moved everything that was on the next shelf to there, and then moved everything from the bottom shelf to there, and then took this rack down. So now it's got a lot more room here, and also this is an old furnace out of a trailer. It's a fuel oil furnace. It's one of the carburetor style. I'm probably going to make it into a waste oil burner. You don't really have to do anything except run waste oil in it. That used to set right there behind the big coal furnace. So I scooched that into this spot, which will allow me to move this back about 2 feet, which will really clear out this space here. Now all this stuff was underneath the racks. There's a VW motor and old refrigerant compressors, some other miscellaneous parts and stuff. I'm probably going to put like the VW engine and I got my Chevy 350 over there. Try to wheel those underneath there. I left that rack up just a little higher. They used to be that height. It's like 6 inches higher. So there's clearance enough to put that stuff under there. And probably put the refrigerant compressors and everything like that underneath there. Sort everything out. I got a couple of the old small engines over there. This is that new 5-horse that I was the first one to start. It had been in storage. It's an older model, but it had been in storage and it didn't even have any oil in it. That's another 5-horse there that I couldn't get to run. I think there's no spark if I remember right. But there's a couple older engines in there that we mentioned about getting running. The Briggs & Stratton ZH is underneath that cover there for now. And I think that you can just barely see it back in there. You probably can't see it back in there. Oh, let me get my light. If I can do it without falling off the ladder and killing myself. Oh, I don't know if I can. Just tipping over. And that, right there in the center of the screen, is I think a Briggs & Stratton A, but I'm not positive. I don't recall. And that's, I think this first one here is a Briggs & Stratton, and I think that next one is a Clinton, or vice versa. Maybe they're both Clintons. I can't remember. I can't remember if those are Clintons or not. That one there is a Briggs & Stratton, I believe. But I can't remember. But there's a lot of stuff, like that box of stuff right there. There's a whole bunch of old phone, Roam phone switch stuff. That's going to get scrapped out. I'm going to sort through it and take pieces and parts out of it that I want. There's some other phone switch stuff there, old computer stuff, some vintage computer stuff up there. Most of that stuff there is going to get gone through and sorted out and stripped for parts. It's from a Nottmeyer Comet that used to be at the plant that I worked at. It was a vertical boring machine, I believe. Oh, bunch of junk. Got a lot of junk. But anyway, so we're making progress. I got my light now so we can look over here. See, I've reorganized everything in the back corner there to utilize the space better. I actually didn't touch anything in this section here, but I managed to free up a whole bunch of space. So we're making progress. We're going to have a lot of room in the garage. It'll be like a regular garage again. I might even be able to get a car in here. Oh, heaven forbid, that means I'll have to buy another car. But anyway, we're making progress. Don't know how much longer I'm going to work tonight, but it's getting on to about dinner time now. But I might go in and eat and then come back out. So there's the zoom in on that. That's the blower motor. I took that blower apart because it was so big and took up so much space. So I actually took the motor off from it and the blower housing off from it and stood the framework. You can see it just behind the motor, the green framework. I stood that up on end, you know, to utilize more space. And of course that next round thing there, that's a Spencer Orgel blow. That's from the first organ that I got. I think I got a video of starting both of them up in case you're interested. But that Sentry motor there, that's a repulsion start induction motor. It's kind of neat how they run. I think I got a pretty good video. I can't remember back about how that runs. But anyway, I'm going to stop for now. Maybe go get something to eat. Come out after dinner. Start sorting through this mess and putting it away. But I like it when, you know, I work and work and work out here for 2 days and you don't see much progress, but now that that's moved and there's all this extra space, it's like, well, I'm actually accomplishing something. It makes you feel good. But anyway, my belly tells me it's time to eat, so I shall go eat. Alrighty, I guess that's going to do it for today. I got the 350 under there and the VW engine and the 2 refrigerant compressors. All the small engines up there temporarily. Like I said, I want to put all the electronic stuff on this rack, and then the rack that's back in the corner there, back behind the Pontiac, I want to put all the engine parts and mechanical stuff kind of sorted out better. So tomorrow's Memorial Day. Probably gonna go to a picnic, but I'm off Tuesday. So Tuesday I'll probably come out and try to take the tractor and push this back and take up that 2-foot space there, and then reorganize a little bit of the stuff out here. I think I want to put I'll probably put this orange locker, which has got a bunch of my stuff in it, over here in front of the furnace once I slide that back. And then I can put the welder on this side of the bench where the lockers are, up tight against this rack, and slide the bench down till it's up against the welder, and then I can put the door through there like it's supposed to be. That's what that door is there. My grandmother gave me that door. It was on her house. She got a fancy new one and gave me that one, so I'm going to put that there, which I had anticipated when I built the barn, to put a passage door there. That's why there's a step that I cast out of cement right there. So I don't know how soon I'll get that done, but organizationally it's coming along. I got all this stuff here yet to scrap out. I did start, and I have some pickle jars with various things that I'm saving, and the rest of them are going out here. And then I'm probably going to do a little bit about components blowing up. Kind of fun, something to do. So look for that. Maybe next week sometime, I don't know. Not going to be around much next weekend. I don't know how many more videos will be coming up here in the next couple weeks. But anyway, that's where we're at for now. So me and the dog are going to go in the house, right? Going to go in? Going to go in the house? Okay. So thanks for watching and tune in next time.